2022 Hot 6 GSL SuperTournament Season 1.
I made the devil run. I gave him poison.
Welcome back, everybody. Cure vs. Zoun will be our final match. I don't know why, by the way, everything has been so one-sided. I think anybody who would look at this lineup would expect more even games.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a fun one to cast here. Zoun, among the newest players here to GSL, going up against Cure, who's also been one of our Terrans that's had an amazing run in the last couple of years, has really improved, has put the time in, has put the work in.
Well, his TVP right now really looks second to none.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going with Cure for this one, Tasteless. 3-0, obviously.
Obviously. We see patterns everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, let's see what Cure's got this time around. I think Zoun's always been a kind of fun, exciting player. Another Protoss that kind of comes in here with his own flair.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Zoun has had some ups and downs lately, I would say. Like, he was looking very good for a little bit, and then the last few tournaments, 2 to 3 tournaments, he hasn't felt as strong. I don't know if you would agree with that.
I think he had a really big splash when he first came. And, you know, it's unusual because a lot of players, when they're new, in any title or in any competitive environment, usually there's this whole learning process of adapting to the tournament stage, especially when your peers now have had so much more experience than you. But I think he actually came here with a lot of confidence and, you know, excellent play, of course. But, you know, it's an interesting thing when you come to the studio so many times over so many years. You know, who this benefits more. I think Cure's probably a little bit favored here, if I had to guess.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. I mean, his TVP really looks fantastic. He beat so many Protosses on his way to his championship. So I'm siding with him. We'll see how he plays though tonight.
So we are just waiting to hop into this game. Again, it's been kind of a weirdly short Super Tournament day. Normally these are the longest days that we have. But yeah, nothing but 3-0s. So fingers crossed this is going to be a back and forth. I'm fine with that. Whoever comes out on top here. We're going to go to 2,000 atmospheres for game number 1. Cure vs. Zoun, the final best of 5 before we move on to the next week where we go to the round of 8 and then, of course, the final 4 of the finals for the GSL SuperTournament.
Start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure. Alpha X, Zoun.
This is match number 4,380. My God.
What have we done?
The number continues to grow. It feels like it's growing slower though now.
I think what we need to have is the infinity symbol just show up.
Yeah. This is eternal. Played a lot online. First meeting IRL.
Here we are. He's parked the probe up here at the 3rd. This looks like preparation for some kind of pressure here. Unfortunately, it's like Terran's taking a base right away.
Yeah, let's see what Cure's opener is. Hey, what do you think? Is this going to be like a second gateway?
That's what I was wondering. You know, if you're going to put a Stargate there, you would have a core already finishing. So this is a cool little pressure build that can come out here.
Yeah. This is definitely something that can catch you off guard. Reaper on the way. And getting ready to throw down that command center. So Zoun's going to be happy about that, I think. This is certainly what he's looking to catch.
This is playing into the Protoss's hands for sure. I mean, you never know what the Terran's going to do, but when you scout this, you go, okay, then my build's going to work out very nicely.
Goes up the ramp, checks, sees that he does have a unit in production.
No add-on coming here.
Yeah.
And there's a Nexus being made as well. So it's a bit of a middling pressure build. This is not one that's intended to snowball the game into a loss. Note he let the probe die, doesn't want to draw that probe back over to where the gateway is.
That is in and of itself suspicious because you know when the Reaper pops out, everyone knows when the Reaper is going to pop out.
Yeah.
So to leave that there and like not even really attempt at all to get it out, again, suspicious.
Yes. And this is one of the very subtle things. Like, if you really play the game, you know the timings of everything. This is something you can identify. So, importantly, he does kill the SCV, making the command center. A second one is coming down. He drives that away with ease. So the CC is not done. Oh, almost in range. Almost in range, dude.
That was tricky. A little bit of a misplay there, I think, from Zoun. I feel like he should have gotten that.
And, you know, this slows down a lot of things over here on the Terran side. This CC is almost done, but if it's not completely finished, obviously he can't make SCVs. So, you know, a lot of the production has been slowed down. It is a 3-racks developer behind this. So there is the opportunity for counter pressure here.
I like the concussive shells, by the way, as this upgrade. Concussive shells going to really shut this down.
A bit of a mistiming there. I think he thought he could let the depot burn down, but it was actually saved. It might have been better to actually clean that out and then pull away.
And he might just want to pull back at this point anyways.
I think if he doesn't, this is going to be an overextension here. The Reaper pokes in, but then gets away again. Is he going to try to commit on top of this? No, fakes him out.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, it didn't seem like that would be something that he'd be able to get away with, but...
Yeah, so Kier saves it and everything.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Oh, this one Adept is gunned down. But, you know, over this entire period of time, only just now has the command center finished. So the build basically worked out. I think it could have been done a little bit more cleanly. I mean, this is not like a diving competition where everything has to be done at 100%. But, I mean, it was not the most perfect attack, but it served its purpose.
Yeah.
It did what it was set up to do.
So
now,
it's a good way to put it. You don't need the 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you don't have to get a 10 out of 10. But
your opponent's not getting a 10 out of 10. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Pro gamers, not pro divers.
But, you know, that did put Terran in a position where he went for 3 racks. So there's the possibility of counter pressure. Now, Stim's not done yet. It should be done when he's close to the guy's base, but you got to be careful if you actually commit to aggression here, because if they deal with it, you can't run away. The Protoss units are faster than yours. You'll be chased down. You'll have those units bled off, and you really be putting the Protoss in a pretty good spot here.
Well, the shield battery is up. Blink almost done. Just roaming around here for Kier. Kier does have a lot of units.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have a lot of pressure on here. And it's possible that Protoss is going to be in between teching and is actually just going to have a kind of flimsy army.
Yeah.
Where, like, you blink away with each of your Stalkers and then everything dies.
This third base can definitely be killed. I'm actually trying to figure it out in my head. If he gets into position without Zoun, like, catching him, like if he got up that ramp all the way, can he kill him? Right, that's kind of what I'm thinking about here. Because this is not a very big Protoss army. He has 1 pylon powering this shield battery, so this is like, Kier has a lot of potential. This is huge damage output.
Here we go, man. And I love how he gets right on top, targeting down the individual Stalkers, wipes the battery out. Did that buy enough time, though, for these other Stalkers? Beautiful targeting here from Kier.
Well, these Stalkers are worth a lot more than this Bioforce, to be honest.
Absolutely.
So this is a huge move from Kier. Very few units left over. Ooh, oh, he gets it.
But here comes the next wave, and the problem is that, you know, honestly, the Stalker the Marine Marauder is a little bit better than the Stalkers overall, and can reinforce a little bit more quickly if you can just keep a certain number of them alive to kind of meet up with the rest of the army. The Marauder stays in there. 2 more Marines meet up here. The Adept disappears in a second.
Yeah,
no
more
batteries
coming down. It looks like this might be it.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a fight over the pylon, which has now been taken out, which means the Robo can't be powered and an Immortal can't be brought into the game, making the Marauders just a little bit too strong.
Yeah, the Probe's coming out to fight, and they definitely do help. He needs that Immortal so badly, but, you know, losing that 1 pylon, brutal. This one actually not in range of the Robo, so that's, well, that... The Immortal is really the one thing that might have been able to save him, you know?
Oh, was that pylon out of range? I didn't even notice. That's funny. It didn't even occur to me to look for that. Yeah, that's actually pretty bad. You know, when things are happening this fast, stuff like that can occur. The Marauder sniped off there. Again, these Marines kind of intercepting that. Doesn't. Oh, he does kill the Stalker. Beautifully done.
Nice micro here from Zoun, no doubt.
Surprisingly, the Stalkers managed on their own to basically hold off the pressure. You know, in that attack, it's pretty clear that Cure wanted to end the game right there.
Yeah.
He didn't try to go for the third base and kill the Nexus and then try to, you know, get more ahead, as we say. Instead, he tried to go for the jugular and basically take out the Robotech, everything that was there, and then ultimately the base that would be the final target. But Cure's not done yet, and now he's got Medivacs. And, you know, when Medivacs come into play against small numbers of Stalkers, the infantry are better, especially when there's stim, combat shields, concussive shells.
For sure.
Because, you know, Stalkers don't attack that fast. Medivacs can certainly heal up in that amount of time, but the Immortal's here.
Yeah, the Immortal definitely going to help out. Actually, that force field doing a good job there as well, splitting the Marauders. Out comes a Colossi, which is not that good against Marauders, but there might be just enough here because that Immortal is doing some heavy lifting. I tell you, I thought Cure was going to be able to take this with the amount of damage he put out, but that was a clean cleanup of the army.
Not just that, I think it was a bad engagement. He seems to have shot the Immortal once and then just decided to try to dogpile onto the Colossus, which is like, it's
Maybe
not going to
proc
work.
the shields and to try to erase the really heavy unit there. But yeah, nothing worked. Nothing worked.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, the final engagement became pretty bad, to be honest. And so, you know, despite, I think, Cure's really smart play and near flawless execution with the exception of that last fight, Zoun's back in this.
Yeah, and he's getting some nice harassment off right now. So loses 7 SCVs. Cure falls behind as far as workers go. A nice recall here from Zoun, not losing too much.
A scan into the main, along with a drop. Now the Colossi are coming up, and this Nexus offers some pretty good cover here, so he can continue to deal quite a bit of damage down here, and maybe even try to blink under these Medivacs. And another attack over here.
Yeah, it seems like Cure still just has that big edge.
And, you know, Zoun doesn't have a recall available to try to bring the Colossi back over there, so this attack's going to be a pretty big deal.
This overcharge doing its job, though. My God. Saves the Nexus, fights everything off, barely loses anything there.
Yeah. It's been a pretty action-packed game so far. Only 10 minutes in here. We've barely had any moment without fights going down.
Yeah, both players really showing a lot of skill here. This is probably the closest game of the night so far.
It might be the best game of the night, to be honest. It's been really exciting to see how well both sides are playing. Is he going to grab those two Widow Mines?
No.
No, I guess not. He might try to hide him somewhere else. He's basically trying to apply pressure on two different sides, and if whether it's the main or the third base isn't properly defended, one of those sides is going to break and allow Cure to propel himself into an extremely winnable position. But so far, Zoun has basically parried every attack, weathered every storm, and I don't know, man. I mean, let's see what happens next.
A big drop off into the main base. Some warpins are occurring. He has a Colossi up here. This is tough to clear, though. The Zealot's not having a good time here going through. Does push it back. Cure about to hit the third base with another group, but looks like there's enough units there to head him off at the pass as well. Now, Cure is actually teching up during all of this, which is really nice, getting ghosts, getting enhanced shockwaves, but we have disruptors coming.
Right.
So that's a second form of splash here for Zoun. Not that he has like a lot of Colossi, but they're both making steps in the right direction.
Again, Zoun, just amazing ability to kind of absorb attacks and play with grace. He's not going to get a fourth base anytime soon. In fact, that may go to Cure anyways, just because of the way that Cure has such map presence.
Oh, that was a sick hit. Yeah, I like that. He's like, no way, scans kills the observer.
Yeah.
That is what? Come on.
So the fourth CC is almost done here. This will probably be landed where the gateway that started this game off is still sitting. So it looks like Protoss will unintentionally, from that gateway, end up getting vision to see exactly when the fourth is taken, which is a pretty good spot as well. And now we see Zoun moving out. which could make for an opening here for Cure. Cure could easily pick up and dive into the main.
Yeah, that's really scary.
Yeah, now there is a recall available, I think. I'm almost positive there should be, so although
Very
they might not
soon,
even
if
need
not.
to use it. The gateways that are kind of acting as a buffer are taken out.
This army from Zoun right now is ridiculous. He's going to have like 7 or 8 disruptors. He's got like 3 colossi.
Yeah.
This is going to be really hard to actually engage for Cure. He doesn't really have an army that beats that. Okay.
Oh my. Okay, never mind.
Well, I tell you what, that was pretty good by Cure.
Yeah, that was. The game was going to go one way or another way, but that was pretty crazy.
There was no third way after that, Tasteless.
There was the possibility that he literally lost every unit there, but really nicely done. But, you know, Zoun's going to keep pushing here. Now, Vikings entering the mix means he's going to have to be pretty careful with his Colossi.
His disruptor count's so much smaller now as well. Gets the edge of a bio group there. So picks off a few units, but definitely the power of his army has been reduced from that catching, you know, Cure catching his disruptors.
So I think patiently Zoun's actually going to pull back. By the way, that gateway up here at the top, it's finally going to be picked off. Meanwhile, Zoun growing into the bottom right. Planetary versus unpowered gateway.
Battle as old as
go
time.
back up there. I want to play-by-play that. Okay, another big pick up here. This time, probably eyeballing the main.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely wants to do it now.
Look at this, he's got these Vikings as well, so you have to be very careful with bringing your Colossi up. Okay, blinks ahead, pushing the Vikings back, Colossi coming up and following.
And I don't think that Terran actually quite has enough. It's kind of a big tell about who actually had the better army all along here, even when Terran had some decent cover. I mean, most of this infantry is wiped out.
That didn't feel particularly good for him.
No. I understand the impulse to try to dive into the main, but Stalker Colossus can run right back into the main, no problem. And so he kind of put his army in a spot that had no real value, like as far as targets he can take out.
Yeah, like what are you actually trying to kill there?
Yeah. It might have been better to try to
I mean, if you get the Robos or something, but the Robos, I believe, are both at the natural, so it's like you're not actually, you're right, there's not even economy really going on up there, so definitely not the most useful move.
Good zoning with those disruptor shots.
Yeah, Cure's still with a very mobile army, but again, an army that can't engage what we're looking at here. These two different sources of splash damage together, like, your Bioforce can't really do that. See?
Oh, man, now this is just going to get sandwiched. No way about it. This is an extremely good fight for the Protoss. And I think we're starting to see diminishing returns here from these pushes from Terran. Even though, you know, there's a little bit more at stake for the Protoss. Like, you don't want to lose the Colossus, you know. You have to, you know, try to micro the disruptors pretty well. I feel like, you know, basically, he's weathered the storm here. Zoun has done a really good job of hanging on. I mean, 15 minutes straight of nonstop fighting.
Yeah, and he's built the value of his army consistently by adding the additional splash damage. And the thing is, the army has gotten a bit better for Cure here as well, but this is something we see a lot from top Terrans where they look really good all game, and then eventually you're going to have to fight the army of Protoss.
Yeah.
And if you're not adding in higher tech units than Ghosts, that's going to be a real big problem. And the thing is, like, what are you supposed to add in? Well, we see some players that want to play in this part of the game. It's like they'll add in a bunch of Liberators or something. But yeah, you can see the bio just doesn't have much of a shot. Even if you have the Vikings, like, the Disruptors are going to get big hits.
Yeah, and then you land them, and Vikings literally can't outrun the Disruptor shot. I mean, you know, it's almost like you see the Terran behave a little bit like they're a Zerg, right? They're trying to counterattack, they're trying to run into places that you're not. But yeah, eventually, Protoss has finished the, you know, put all the pieces of the puzzle down to the point where now they have, you know, something that now the Terran has to actually fight head on or give up bases.
Yeah.
You know, and here we see that moment where Terran either has to win this fight now or give up a base. And frankly, with Protoss taking the final bottom base in the lower right corner, I think we are seeing the beginning of the end here. I don't know that there's any way for Kir to recover.
Yeah, it looks pretty much over at this point. More Marauders and Marines are not going to fix the problems he's having right now.
And I got to say, a really impressive game here from Zoun.
Yeah, from Kir as well. I think Kir played a really good game, and he almost had him at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Kir played a great game. I think the the issue now that you see, that with enough disruptors is that they can basically keep shooting disruptor shots, and it's like, who's winning this trade? And beautifully done. The blink in. You kind of bait the pickup, come in there with that execution, and it just gets worse. You can keep warping units in. I think we should see Kir GG here. I mean, 60 supply isn't going to cut it. GG, there it is. Zoun takes game 1, and probably the most action-packed, non-stop craziness game we've had all night tonight.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game, and I mean, the way that Kir decided to play it, he was super aggro, he was all over the place all game long, and it almost netted him a victory early, but the longer that Protoss holds on, if they're building a core army of robo units, you can't really fight that with your bio. You need more. So is Kir going to stay on that style where you're kind of looking for that more tempo-based victory, or is he going to allow himself to get into other tech? Add those liberators or something like that to zone things out and actually kill bases.
Curious minds here for game 2. Kir looked really good in that last game. I think he needs to make a few adjustments. Oh man, we're already starting this. All right, guys. Game 2. Go.
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Cure. Alpha X, Zoun.
So the probe immediately comes into the main and appears to want to set up a block here on where the barracks is supposed to be.
Being as annoying as he really can there, only for a moment. I feel like this is not going to be a 3-0. Kir played that too well.
Kir looked really good. I think the issue with what he was doing, and it's not like he doesn't know this, but it doesn't last if you don't pull it off. Trying to hit from all these different sides with the Marine Marauder. I mean, he basically starts out with 3 barracks pressure into the medevacs and hitting all these areas. Eventually Vikings are there, and the idea is that the Protoss is going to, mess up somewhere and either lose too many structures in the main. We almost saw it happen to the natural. The 3rd is a great target because that's the resource-rich location. But honestly, Zoun just it's the golden ratio. Look at that. Now it's Big Dipper. The issue is that Zoun defended perfectly. What do you see, Artosis?
No. It's tough to play that style, I think, and it's really impressive to see a Terran kind of pull that off, but it does rely a little bit on some mistakes from Protoss, right? Like, they have to be out of position a little bit, but Kir also definitely made, I think that drop with the Vikings in the main was an error. I think he was trying too hard to make something happen where there was, the main actually became kind of low value as a target.
Yeah, well, it also, when you have Colossi with Thermal Lance and they can just walk in the main, you have cover from almost 2 buildings. Yeah. Where the infantry, they can't even fight that. They stay back, and I think really the impulse to go into the main.
If it was a more Zealot-based army, that would have been a very good move because the Vikings could have zoned out the Colossi. They would have had to walk a different direction. The Zealots get stuck in between buildings, but yeah, since it was Stalkers blinking up and Colossi just walking up, it was too quick of a response and stuff, and he kind of didn't get much done after that.
All these StarCraft games end up with very different pacings to them, and it does seem like that last one was almost like a really drawn-out fighting game match. They were literally microed against each other the entire time.
Yeah.
It just did not stop. And occasionally, it looks like it's a back and forth, and it could go either way, and then suddenly a major decision is made on one side where it's like, oh, that was the one that, you can't pull off.
Yeah.
And it was, I think you're right, he went into the main, and that spelled death.
Well, you know, one thing Kier really showed us in that season of GSL Code S last year is that he has a ridiculous range in this matchup. He's not just the guy that we just saw there. He has supreme late game as well. He has cheeses. He has everything to mix in. So, not too worried. I think this is actually going to be a really nice, close series after a bunch of 3-0s tonight.
Well, let's see what if it goes 2-0, man. There's a chance that Zoun just takes it, and we're like, huh, all right.
Yeah, if Zoun 3-0s, man, power to him.
Today's games are hexed. I don't get it. Literally no way that Hellions getting in there, no matter how you do it.
No. Well, he sees the Phoenixes, so the Hellion definitely did its job.
Yep, Forge coming down.
Huh.
That's it feels a little bit early. You think
he's going to go charge Phoenix?
I think probably.
Yeah, let's see.
It's certainly not what I was imagining we'd have at the start of the game, but yeah, let's see. It looks like it.
I mean, it's Zoun, so it could be Adept Phoenix.
Oh! You're too good, man.
Dude, well,
you're too good, Artie.
He can't help himself, honestly. He likes Adepts in all the matchups. But Adept Phoenix, guys, this was a very strong unit composition like 4 years ago? 5 years ago, something like that. There was like a period of a few months where this was the dominating build in the matchup. And look, he's making a lot of gates. The thing is, like, Kier was around there. Is he going to remember how to play against this?
Yeah, he's bringing a kind of an old build in a modern era.
Yeah, yeah. The problem with Adept Phoenix is it doesn't scale well.
Yeah, this has to work. It's kind of the Roach Ravager of the Protoss army in a lot of ways.
Yeah, where Adepts are Roaches, basically.
Yeah, where you need to do, like, a lot of damage, and it can be a little bit of a play to clobber them.
Yeah, well, he's doing the clobber play here, right? Like, he has a proxy gate, he has a ton of gateways. This is basically just, you know, a very powerful two-base, like, all-in move. But if Kier comes out in the map, he'll lose. If Kier turtles hard, he'll win. And something in the middle, who knows? But yeah, if he comes out and, like, goes around on the map, the Phoenix Adept punishes really hard at small supply numbers.
I do wonder if he's doing this build because of what happened in the last game, where Terran was just too active, where he's like, oh, I can actually just, like, gut punch you if you come out with this.
Well, that's exactly what's about to happen. Look, he sees it coming.
Oh, the shade is sick. Yeah. Oh, my God, and perfect pickups on the mines.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so sick. And now it's just, you know, Glaive Adepts here, just dominating.
A lot of SCVs going down.
Yeah, and he comes into the main now. He took out the medevacs. The Phoenixes are continuing to scoop the mines.
Yeah, the mines are just so important to pick up.
Oh, he's going to try to draw the shot over the SCVs. That was so good.
So good. More Adepts trying to come up, but there's actually a full wall there. So Kier might end up cleaning this up.
I don't think so. I think he might end up... Well, let's see if the SCVs can save the barracks in time. Or bunker, excuse me.
Ooh, he does save it. Oh my God, he's going to lose more SCVs for that. But don't forget, there's nothing going on behind this. This is pure Adepts. That's it. We just have Blade +1 Adepts.
And the Phoenixes, I think, are all gone.
Yep.
And I don't see any more being made. So he's down to 12 workers.
He is down to 12 workers.
So, oh, look at the blink. That's smart.
It's like, all right, that didn't work. Blink in, well, it did work. It did work.
Yeah, no, that worked.
But blink in a third as the follow-up, because if you just make Adepts from here, you actually can end up losing.
Yeah. Well, that's when you're like...
oh, he cancels and goes charge? That's interesting.
I wonder what caused the cancel.
Huh.
That's strange. And I wish we could actually just go and ask him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because...
Maybe if you win Scary, we'll ask.
I mean...
We can ask Andy to make something up for the translation.
Yeah. Because I thought Blink actually made a lot of sense. I mean, Charge is fine. You can get a Warp Prism and just try to do that.
Well, I think Charge has more muscle to it. Might be why.
Charge might be a better just finisher. Because if you get enough Zealots with Charge, it's like you just wipe them.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, you know, you can control perfectly with Stalkers and maybe get an edge. Oh.
Yeah. But with the Stalkers, like, if he's going Marauder heavy and stuff, it can get a little bit dicey. All right, here comes this Marauder-based army, which the Adepts won't have a great time against.
Still doing a good job generating this Adept threat. Comes in here. You know, he was at 12 workers now. If he can get 1 or 2 more, that's great. The workers become even more important when you have less and less, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
The difference between, you know, 55 and 50 is one thing, but when you get from like 15 to 10,
oh yeah,
you know, that's a huge percentage difference in what you have or what you've lost.
Yeah. Some more Phoenixes are being made.
Okay,
the Medevac's flying way around. Everything's super out of position. He's going to have to insta-recall here. And even with that, like, these are going to be in a great position. Oh, he actually has a lot of units at home, so that's nice. But Zealots have a hard time around those buildings as well. They fight really poorly around the mineral patches.
Does he go for the recall here? Or does he try to, you know, economize that? Some charge is used just on those Widow mines.
And I think Kier's just going to pick up.
Yeah, he's got pretty good angling
Phoenixes are
over
coming,
here.
though. Phoenixes are coming.
The Phoenicians. And actually taking out 1 full medevac.
And there's not enough Marines here actually to fight.
So this actually could be the end of Kier here, because like it seemed like he had an opportunity, but as that fight ended, there actually aren't Marines, so these Phoenixes can basically pick everything off, and these are free kills right now. You're not even trading. So reinforcements come down here to save the day, but I think at this point in time, Zoun is hungry for a fight.
Oh yes.
And so, you know, this is just getting worse for Kier.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to do so.
Yeah, and that's it. GG 2-0.
Oh my God.
Oh,
is it going to happen?
3-0 inbound. Get ready.
All right. Zoun right now having a sip of what I can only assume is hot chocolate.
Looks like hot chocolate. That looked like a hot chocolate cup.
It did. In
one of those tiny straws.
Straws, yeah.
I don't even think Kier's playing badly, but it seems like everything is working out for Zoun here.
Yeah,
he's really doing a good job.
He's not playing badly, and he didn't know the composition. Like, you see Phoenixes, and you're like, okay, but Phoenix Adept itself, you actually want to attack a little bit earlier against Phoenix Charge, where Phoenix Adept, you actually want to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he wasn't aware that that's what it was, and he retreated, he did his best, but Zoun caught him. If you come out against that, you're in trouble.
Time for the lava map.
All right,
we're going to go to Bowser's Castle. Get ready. Glitter and Ashes is map number 3.
Game start.
Magma.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Cure.
Bowser's here, Artosis. We got to save Peach.
Gotta. Oh, Jesus.
Alpha X. Zoun.
What are we but those turtle skeletons that don't die? Another GSL comes up and we...
But when there's 8 of us, you can jump on our heads and get 1-ups. So.
That's true. So an immediate proxied pylon here. As each game passes, it's like Zoun dials it up a little bit more. Double gate. Hello, 1998. What is going on here?
Double proxy gate.
Proxy
this
gate?
Is sick.
Yeah, does he think he's against a Zerg player in Brood War? What is this?
This is amazing. All right. Well, full wall. He sees double gas.
So he leaves the game. He's like, you walled in. That was my strat, was to hope they don't wall in.
Dude, I mean, he's going to be putting out a lot of damage with 2 Zealots.
Another probe's coming across the map. You know, I guess we could have a core thrown down.
Yeah, he definitely will go core, because he's going to have to go Stalkers to win.
Or he could just keep making Zealots and see if he doesn't know that, you know, SCVs can repair. That's another way to do it.
That would get him a win, probably.
Yeah.
Cyber X core on the way. Zealots coming. Okay. Using his pro to put some damage on that SCV.
So it's
maybe
important.
that's the plan. Oh, shield batteries, I guess, too.
And
yeah, that makes sense.
Keep in mind the Reaper, you know, it's a funny unit. It actually has almost no functionality past a scout or trying to do something very, very early on. And so already this rush is activating. Now the batteries come down here. Now, as you can see, the Reaper doesn't do that much damage at all. I'm sorry, where's the... Oh, there it is. It's running around.
Oh, he's going for the probe. That's a big brain move right there.
That's a big 5-head play right there.
Yeah, so, all right. This is... And he's trying to actually get rid of the battery. That's never going to happen with a Reaper. But, yeah, this is like, very, very smart to get rid of that probe because now it's just 2 shield batteries. It could have been many more.
Is there no other probe on the map?
I don't see one, and if there is, like, he's patrolling the center. Like, he's kind of trying to make sure that that's not going to be the case.
So I don't think there's any way to keep the bottom depot alive with the SCVs here.
He's repairing SCVs and depots. He's going to have a siege tank out, Tasteless. I think he's going to end up holding. And look at that, the Reaper killing it.
Oh my God.
Oh, when the Reaper micro happened, he switched depots.
Oh, that's smart.
The Reaper was microing, and so he just switches depots and gets in.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That works, man. You can only have your screen at one spot in the game.
Yeah, that's a perfect lesson for the multitasking stuff we were talking about.
And then he comes in again, and SCVs are just, they're so brittle right now. Now the batteries are depleted, so he can't actually get more heals, but the problem is that the SCV count's also so low. Oh my God, he gets in the front. Oh,
he's not going to get the tank.
No, but I mean, he can go ahead and take on these SCVs.
Yeah. I think Cure's good. Like, he's got so much more tech. He's got a tank. Yeah, you're not breaking in there again.
Ow, my head.
Okay, where do you go from here?
You know, it's a funny game because both players are sort of in shambles after it.
Yeah, I mean, 11 SCVs go to 21 pros.
You know, there are mules here, so, you know, he has that, but I would almost feel like maybe you want to go into Blink Tech after this or something. You know, you're fighting on a very low amount of stuff. Yeah. Maybe you want to try to, you know...
You could be really cheeky and go DT because your opponent is so low on SCVs, they're going to be dropping mules.
That's
like
a
it's
good
gone
point.
out of style.
That's actually a really good point. Well, he's going to be doing something up here at the top left.
That's for the Dark Shrine. 100%.
Yeah. I think he could even go with Blink and Dark Shrine. Maybe he doesn't have enough resources, but...
Blink and Dark Shrine.
Yeah.
The only Blink I want to see is for Dark Templars, Tasteless.
Terran is slowly getting back up to 20 workers. I mean, they were at 11 earlier. So, I mean, you know, you're in pretty rough shape when you get down to these dangerously low number of workers because you're not able to kind of fan out economically as you are if you get a second base up right away and you're producing workers and landing mules very quickly. You kind of get into this moment where, you know, development gets very slow, and so every unit becomes extremely important, extremely pivotal in how the whole game will pan out. And that's the position Cure's in, is a long, hard crawl out of this. Now, I think he saw that there was no upgrade here.
Okay, so he didn't see the Twilight, but a probe just came from top left.
I thought he did see the Twilight.
No, he missed. That. He missed seeing it. The Reaper was very close, but did not see it. Okay, he catches it, but why would a probe be walking from the top of the map down? That was a mistake from Zoun for sure.
There's a medevac coming across the map, and frankly, I don't think there's almost anything at the natural or the main.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 8 Marines, I think, can actually...
Everything is scattered.
Do a lot of damage. I'm sorry, did you see the energy on the CC? I did not.
He has enough for 1 scan or mule right now.
Okay.
And I don't know if he's used it at this point, but he does have it.
Okay, so he baits out the recall. Again, this may make him like land a mule. You know what I mean? He may be feeling safe.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird things.
I mean, he's seeing a lot of stalkers, so you're probably thinking Blink.
Yeah.
Let's see, let's see. Oh,
now,
dude, my heart is beating fast.
Oh.
Okay, slips 1 DT by. Oh my God.
2 DTs are by.
2 DTs by.
And there's another gateway up here. I don't think the Cure actually knows. I think he
no.
Yeah.
He does not know yet.
GG.
Oh my God. Another 3-0?
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Zoun playing out of his mind here tonight. I think that Cure could have won 2 of those games.
I know. Well, it's funny because it was a very close 3-0, if that makes any sense at all.
It was a very close 3-0.
It was like
This could have gone to Game 5. This 3-0.
It was actually a really
There's
good.
not a lot of 3-0s.
A really good 3-0 series, to be honest, on both sides.
Yeah.
But Zoun, I mean, definitely playing a best of 3 in a masterful sense. I mean, he came out on top and with just S-class execution. And again, I think another surprise here, another plot twist, excuse me, in the Super Tournament.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it is. I mean, that's a co-S champion right there. So for him to go out in this matchup, which is probably his best right now, it's surprising.
we're going to go to an interview. Let's see how Zoun is feeling. He's the final player to get to the round of 8.
Today's matches are decorated with 3-0s as Zoun takes down Cure in a 3-0 fashion. Congratulations, Zoun. Thank you. Wow. Fourth consecutive round of 8 advancement, Zoun. How do you feel? Well, first of all, I mean, my opponent is a fearsome one, so I did not go standard. I went for a different playstyle, and I think that worked out well today. The first game, the Disruptor, you're definitely the master of using that. Despite your opponent being Cure, you use the Disruptor so confidently to take the win. So how do you use it so well? As I say it over and over again, you know, if you play a champion from a different game, you get to use the Disruptor as well. I think he's referring to LoL. Of course, you have to practice using Disruptors a lot. In Curious Minds, the Phoenix were doing so much damage. So why did you use the Phoenix to end the game? You know, I looked at my replays, and I feel like Cure is not blocking his ramp well. But today he was blocking his ramp well. And he came out. When he came out, I struck him at the right timing with the Phoenix. We did not anticipate that you would go for the proxy gateway in the third game. So what was that about? I mean, you know, I was defeated by that strategy many times in PvP. You know, at first I was going to go for the Forge, but then I didn't build it, and then I opted for a different strategy, and it worked out well. And then in the last second, you use the DTs to secure the victory. All right, let's talk about your last year, Zoun. Zoun, you were amazing in Super Tournaments in the last year. But in the finals of 2 Super Tournaments, you were defeated by the same opponent, which is Trap. But in Season 3, you slipped in the round of 8. So your third consecutive Super Tournament Finals advancement was not achieved. At the time, my form was not good, so my confidence was kind of deprived. And I think I didn't perform well at my expected level. But now it's a new year, 1 year has passed, and there's a big tournament coming up. So, you know, I'm like focusing, and then I'm doing good results. I'm getting good results right now. Well, previously Solar was defeated today. So, are you kind of disappointed about the brackets? I mean, a little bit, because I want to take revenge on Solar. But today I noticed that ByuN was playing really good. So in the round of 8, I think I'm going to have to perform at a better level. You know, rather than thinking of, rather than considering, I mean, creator, not ByuN. So, you know, I mean, I originally thought PvP would be hard, and I think creator is going to be a hard opponent for me. So we will look forward to Zoun's future performance. So anything you want to say before you go? I'm very grateful to Alpha X and the Titan, my sponsor. And also Prince has helped me so much in practice, and I'm really thankful to him. And thankful to all the players who helped me in my scrims. And also thank you to the viewers for cheering for me. Zoun, once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, props to Zoun. I mean, I gotta say, like, this entire round of 16 has been completely insane and full of upsets, and really dominant upsets. We've had what, 6 of the 8 best of 5s be as one-sided as you can possibly have it.
Yeah, yeah. And, I mean, Zest Classic, Rogue Bunny, and then Cure Zoun were all very close matches.
Yeah. I mean, to see Cure go down like that, to see Creator beat Solar, I mean, Dark vs. GuMiho, that's not crazy to me. I think GuMiho is going to have a stronger showing later on this year, but even beyond Dream, it's like, oh, all right. Well, I guess now we know where everybody's at.
I guess so. Well, we're going to continue to figure that out. Zest versus Bunny, Maru versus Hero, ByuN versus Dark, and Creator versus Zoun. Which one are you most excited about?
Let's see here. I would say Maru vs. Hero probably excites me the most.
That's
because
exciting.
Hero played really well. He's super cheesy. He's super good at rushing. He definitely has like a style that really isn't that comparable to anybody else's, and I want to see how Maru plays against him. I think Zest Bunny will be cool as well.
Yeah, that's exactly my opinion. Those two matches I'm really, really, really looking forward to. I can't wait to see where Hero's going to hide the stuff he's going to try to kill Maru with. That's the most exciting part.
Right.
He's going to find pixels on that map that no one knew existed to hide his to hide his buildings.
And then Creator, Zoun. I mean, that's an interesting one. I mean, if Creator can keep this momentum coming,
A round of 4 would be huge for him right now. It would be
Yeah.
absolutely huge for Creator.
I do think when you look at Zoun's play, he does seem to be a lot scarier, to be honest, than Creator. But let's see. Who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that statement. But yeah, it was, I mean, a very fast day. I did not expect for today to be 4 3-0s. I thought it was going to be actually a very close day overall. But here we are. And I guess we just wait for Monday now.
Yeah, we just wait for Monday. We're going to be on, if there is any StarCraft 2 on, always Mondays and Thursdays. So if you're watching this live, this is the time to catch us. And we'll be back finishing up this tournament as we get to next week.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, we are going to have a live finals for the Super Tournament.
That's
so
right.
1 week from today, you can buy some tickets if you're in South Korea. And you can check out all those links and stuff below.
You can only buy 2 per person who's purchasing. And if you're going to buy them, you need to buy them up immediately because I guarantee you, especially with pretty much everything else in the city being shut down, this is the only time. Well, there's going to be a lot of people trying to get in on this is what I'm trying to say.
We sell out each time that we've done this so far. So
even when there's not a pandemic. So definitely get those quickly if you are going to get them. And we'll see you down in the studio. That'll be exciting for us. We have not had almost any live audiences for
a while now.
2 years. So yeah, come down and check it out.
Yeah. All right, fun night. Anything else tasteless?
Are we really white with this makeup on right now? I got this divider thing in here, but we look super white through the divider.
This is the only thing that keeps me safe.
This is what's
from him.
keeping you safe from getting COVID from me.
Oh, it's not the COVID, I'm afraid of, tasteless.
Yeah, guys, thank you for joining us here. I don't know. I think this might be one of those days where the Korean commentators have more to say
Like
than
when it
us.
was all 3-0s, we got to talk
We better
longer.
fill time.
I'm
because
like, talk longer? I've talked the entire time.
Yes. All right, we can close out the show. Guys, we love you. We'll see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.